Welcome back, my dudes. You might be wondering why I'm sat over here in the desert. Well, that's because we have an intro to get through. As is tradition, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed. So, thank you to Yanni, to Nathan, and to Rob. Um, as per usual, YouTube does not show me everyone that subscribed. So, of course, there's other people that did subscribe, and I just can't see who that is. So, if you're watching this video, I do sincerely apologize. I don't know why. I keep not being able to see everybody, but I do sincerely appreciate everyone who does subscribe and comments down below. That way I can, talk to people about this awesome game. But I'm going to save all the rambling for the end of the video. You guys came here for a reason. I'll see you in just a second. Every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. And we are back. So the gains have not slowed down at all. On my Maestro, a little bit. That's because I was working on something in the background. A couple big things that I do want to share with you guys is I think we just hit a new milestone. Oh, we're just short. I should have looked at that before I started recording. But we're up to a solid 15 mil on the first kitchen. We're looking at just under 9 for the second. And I think for all of them minus the very last one, we're actually above 1 mil, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool. This last one, we don't talk about it. But we're at the point now where we're actually starting to get some of our dishes from, diamond up to dementia, and absolutely love it. Right now, as you can see, I'm cooking the wild boar for the 16 pixel line width and lab mainframe. I wanted to show this to you guys because, it just does not make sense to me. If you look up here, all names is at 453 pixels, which is, almost double some of my other characters. And for some reason, it doesn't matter how many points I put into pixel line width. I can't connect, these three. So I want this one, this one, this one, and this one all to be touched. And for some reason, it's just impossible. And I don't understand why, because, all names can go all the way down here from here. That's how, long his line width is. But, I'm still doing it the ghetto way. I'm just moving him up right before the reset and then coming back down here. And like I said in the last video, I'm actually leaving this upcoming Monday morning to go on a business trip to Colorado. So I had wanted to leave all 10 of my characters out to get the materials for the Electric Ordeal, but I think I might just leave all names in here by himself to get the No Bubble Left Behind, the Kitchen Upgrade, and then the Pyrite Rhinestone. Because I'll be damned if I'm missing, almost an entire week of Alchemy Lab gains. And this one, I'm actually super happy about. So if Palmer can remember, I'm going to put up a picture here and then a link down in the description on breeding, because there was a couple questions on last video, the video before that, on how I got my breeding up, which by no stretch of the imagination is it good. But with the addition of whales, they have a special effect. Special effect is when foraging, the pets in the territory above and below contribute a 1.2 times foraging speed. So on the lines that I have my whales currently, because they're not that good, you'll see, 18K. That's nothing, right? But then for the ones below that I have built, we're hitting almost 200K an hour. So I'm going to put up the spreadsheet here real quick for you guys. And then again, down in the description below, there's going to show the spreadsheet that I used to get my breeding up, get my spice claims up. So I'm going to claim a quick egg, and then we're going to, nice, I love it. So I'm going to claim this real quick, and then I want to show you guys what the Maestro can do nowadays. So I need to switch a couple things around over here. Need to get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. I was doing some AFK farming for rares, which is going to come up not this week, but next week. Like I said, looking into the day I come back from my business trip, being able to make for you guys that Electric Ordeal. So we're going to teleport on over here, And we are at the cans right now. And if you look at my damage, right, 2030549. And I know that this isn't mind blowing, right? But I did just learn what snapshotting is. So right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my genie just for a second. And I'm going to put in the shrine effect. And you'll see I'm going to go from 203, go to the gym shop real quick. Then I'm just going to punch out of the gym shop. And we went from 203 to 2524. And even if I take that off and I put back on my, where is he? There he is. I put that back on, still at the 252. And if you didn't see, I had posted on Reddit that I finally hit 10 million. And now we're actually capable of hitting 11 and 12 million. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. It took a long time. But you know, we're finally starting to get there with the Maestro, and I couldn't be happier. There's actually only one skill right now that's actually holding us back, and we're about to get a humongous damage increase, not only from the electric ordeal, but once trapping hits 50, we're going to be in a really good position. Um, Unfortunately, the levels are going to stay the same simply because um, I want to go all in on being able to get the electric ordeal, and I don't want to have him just sitting there mining for an entire week straight, even though that would be some amazing gains. Um, I just won't have time to be able to effectively play. Um, but to get into the real meat and potatoes of the video, while my guy does this thing, God, it feels so great to be on a Maestro and see a 10 million damage splat. It's honestly that feels good. But I want to show you guys what I've been working on in the background. So if you remember last video, GMASH God was a level 92, or not a level 92. He is level 92, but he was a level 45. So in a day and a half, we got, what is that, 45 plus 2, so 47 levels. And we went from 400,000 damage to 9.87 mil. But that's not it. It gets even crazier. So he was at 9.87. Now we are looking at 11.4 million damage, baby, at level 92. I just wanted to shock you guys with something I've been working on in the background. Went really hard on the Siege Breaker the last 2 days, but it gets even crazier than that because simultaneously I was also working on getting some material, and I believe I put them right there. So I'm going to unequip this bad boy, and I want to see what we can't push to. Okay, got it, got it, got it. So I need salt and some water. Where did I put the water? Oh, this is funny, by the way. Um, in the midst of leveling up, GMASH God got a random drop from the wood mushrooms for 7 frisbees. And I know it's based off your multi-kill, but at that point he was still only doing, I don't know, 400 or 500,000 damage. And his multi-kill was only 5, somehow got 7. So don't know how that worked out, but I am not complaining. And where do I keep my salt nowadays? Ooh, 69. Nice. Hopefully I had some brewing. Oh, it's not going to be enough. You're kidding me. Hold on a second. What does that put us at? 137. We needed how many? 137. We need. What am I doing? Anvil, produce. So we need 350. So this is what we're about to do. This is what we're about to do. Let's see if this is a next level play or not. I'm going to turn this off because I don't want it eating up my salt. And then I am going to refine all of this. That way they have fuel. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on all name miner. And we'll see if this is a big brain play or not. So this one should not be the one who has the refinery throttle maxed. It should be, oh, I guess this one's going to. So I'll come back and I'll fix this guy. But what we're going to do is we're going to pop this bad boy real quick. And it's going to give us, hopefully, enough salt. And we're just going to jump right back on him. And don't worry about him. I'll fix him later when you guys aren't watching the video. Oh, I think we're going to be just short. We might actually have to wait a second. We are 50 short, boys. Gosh damn it. All right, I will see you guys in a couple seconds when I get the salt. All right, so I, it wouldn't be a Palmer Plays video if I didn't screw up. It's actually 350 salts, not 250, so that was going to take quite a bit of time. But I've got my guy just in the background here, shooting up, just hitting for 31 million. This was, ooh, that was a 20 mil crit. This one was probably the easiest character to build because it's all stuff that you can buy from the shop. And I'll show you here right now. So right now we're looking at 11.4 million damage, right? Most of that damage, or a good portion of it's coming from these speed potions. So you can see that was half of our damage, more or less. So we toss all those back on. Now we're back up to that 11.45. So I don't know where you are in your accounts, but I would highly recommend pushing a bowman, especially as a progression class, because this was the easiest class so far to get up. And I'll link my Idleon stats, or Idleon efficiency stats, in the description. That way you can see where my account progression is. So you can kind of match and mirror where you're at currently. Um, and then the rest of it is just getting those speed potions, keeping up a good stock. Something that's huge if you don't have it is the automation arm. That way, my potions are always being refilled, even when I'm not playing, because this is my going to be my main AFK pushing class. Because I was able to get them up to currently 119% AFK gains, getting a solid 11,000 kills and 51 million XP an hour. So that's pretty good. But I'm just gonna go through the build for you guys real quick. It is not crazy. It's essentially the most cookie cutter thing you can imagine, but it just gets tremendous results because of those speed potions. So you're gonna want to try and get your quickness boots as high up as humanly possible. Same thing as any other build. You're trying to get as many points into the sharpened axe and the gilded sword as possible. Featherweight, it does have diminishing returns, quite severe diminishing returns, but 18.7%. You're getting that from your potion, so I wouldn't say that that's the biggest damage increase. It's huge, don't get me wrong, but I would focus on getting the potions first, leveling up your sharpened axe, leveling up that gilded sword, and the quickness boots. Um, d- don't really have to worry about accuracy because, as you'll see right here, Extendo Rango, accuracy plus 26%, depending on where you're at. If you've leveled up accuracy, you really shouldn't have that much accuracy props. And, that's just, it's a cookie cutter answer, but you shouldn't. Um, that's going to give you a large portion of your accuracy and makes it a really good first class, especially for pushing. Here, piercing arrow, just a couple points into it so that you can get the benefit of your AFK gains. And then the big, I'll call it the big three, is your strafe, which I have up to 149, which is giving me a 50% speed increase boost. So without that, I'd be looking at what, 141.5? So it is an astronomical increase to your movement speed. So definitely one that I would push up first. Have another, if you're actively playing, sure, maybe. Don't think it's that big unless, in the very far future when I start to get, do boss runs on this guy, sure. But the big two are your high polymer limbs, which increases the effect of your weapon power by 141%, and then your veins of the infernal. So in the background, while he was in the lab and I had him doing his own thing, I was making sure that he was doing the absolute best he could do for smithing. Right now, since he's at a very good level, I'm not doing the thread, but I would highly recommend putting onto your character the bubble that allows you to craft 3 items at once, and then putting them all on thread and then just regularly checking up on your guy. As far as this, you'll see that I'm at 178 points in the negative. Well, that's because if you go to my in-town build, I actually maxed out Acme Anvil, which gave me a metric shit ton of points. You can put all those points in, get the benefit, and then go back to your other class, your damage class, and it doesn't affect you negatively. So just a little tip for you. Have your other talent build, have that maxed out, pump all those points into, and then you can switch to your damage class, still get the benefit. And this one is probably where the largest benefit is coming from. That's where the potions are just so important. So I have it at 148 points right now, 142, base, and then the additional 6 points I get from this. And that's giving me a 481% damage increase. And you can get, let me see how much this gives me. So 8.6, 25.7, 34.2, and 17.1. I'm not too good at math, but we'll call that 9. We'll call this 26. What's that? 34. And then another 34, so 68%. And then 17. So 68 plus 17. It's a lot harder when you're doing it, while you're recording. 68 plus 17, Jesus. 78. I don't know. We'll just call it 80%. I'm having a brain freeze right now. So we'll call that whatever, 70, 80%. So that increase plus your strafe plus the damage increase, it's what's going to be giving you that solid baseline damage. And again, I'm going to put my Idleon efficiency in the description so you can look at what my account is at. Because is he getting bonuses? Sure, right? But there isn't anything crazy that this guy is doing that I don't think that you guys could do. In fact, I might actually go change the kill per kill because I want him to push as far as possible. But this character, or archers in general, is actually my lowest level in alchemy. Most of my points went into making my bubo as strong as possible, and then my maestro as strong as possible. And then for some reason, I was really into playing a blood berserker. So my archer bubbles have actually gotten the least amount of love, but it's still possible, and he's actually my strongest character now at 11.5 million damage. How quick, if you put a little bit of love into the archer class, and then into the bowman, and then into the siegebreaker class, how quickly you can get those gains. I don't think E-Font is particularly the good gear, because if I had on the helmet, that's what, 15% extra damage. Chiswar Scarf, that's going to be another 15%. So even without the good gear, without that additional 30% to boost me, still being able to hit 11.5, I think is respectable. So Bowman is definitely one of those classes that is, and I say this with a grain of salt, quick to get into, and you're going to see a very large return on your investment. But yeah, this was just something I was working on the background for you guys. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Most of my other characters have been getting into a position to be able to go on that farm run I was telling you guys about to get the eclectic ordeal for my Maestro. So we're still pushing with the Maestro. This guy is going to become my main AFK character, and he's probably going to be the first one that actually pushes all the way into the jellyfish, the flambeges, whatever they're called. But yeah, this video, the entirety of it, was just to show you guys what I've been working on, and then to be able to share my Idleon efficiency, as well as what tools I am using to build my cooking, to build my pets, my tower defense, and all that other stuff. But I'm going to quit rambling. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. It is Friday. Hopefully you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.